We human beings could be falling into a serious trap in the controller's plan for all of us. This is not just another inconvenient tactic on their part. This could be the way that the controllers get full, final access to our souls. I'm not talking about some esoteric level of access. I'm talking about how they can begin secretly moving us into a state where they can change the very nature of who we are. And by the time people understand what's happening, it could be too late. You need to know their plan so you can avoid their treachery and stay on a great path of natural cosmic ascension. Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm Saratoga Ocean, and I have helped thousands of people navigate the events on this planet so they can stay on a conscious path of evolution. Now, before I begin, I have a gift for you guys to help you through these trying times. This is a free MP3 guided meditation that I call the Healing Light Meditation. You can download it and listen to activate your genetic light codes and connect with the source energy within you. You can use this to cultivate a sense of calm, balance, and alignment in just 11 minutes. It's completely free, and I will put the link in the description below. Okay, let's get on with today's video. There is a puzzle the controllers of this planet have been actively trying to solve for decades. How can they move the human soul into a machine? This is a very difficult thing to solve because our biological bodies are perfectly designed to interface with our human souls. We are naturally designed for powerful cosmic evolution. Moving the human soul into a machine is the final piece in a plan that has been in the works for hundreds and maybe even thousands of years. Something behind the scenes has kept us under very tight control to prevent our wider evolution in the cosmos. This plan has been largely successful until recent years when we have undergone a massive collective spiritual awakening. And for a while, it looked at times like we were finally on our way out of this terrible trajectory and moving into a higher timeline. But what you need to know is that these controllers have not given up. I now see a way that they have been incredibly clever at trapping us in a powerful new way that's never been seen before in our entire human history. Therefore, it's very clear that our previous level of awakening since 2020 will not be enough to overcome their larger diabolical plan. So let's talk about how that plan is unfolding and what we can do to save ourselves before it's too late. For centuries, we have been used as slaves to create a world where Earth could be transitioned into a synthetic planet instead of a purely natural one that is energetically coherent with the wider universe. We were sold a lie that our main human purpose was to be indoctrinated through schooling so we could spend the rest of our lives working at jobs that we hate with very little financial reward. Once our bodies were completely burned out, well, then it was time to retire and die. And along the way, we were supposed to produce new children to replace us so they could build the next generation of technology and machines. So, what kind of world were we being programmed to build for all of these years? Without realizing it, we were being steered to build a completely synthetic world where all of life would transition from biological carbon-based life forms to artificially created silicon-based life forms. I learned about how serious this plan is back in 2000 when I accidentally happened upon a lecture attended by a group of top scientists and robotics engineers back in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The person leading the lecture was a person who was, at that time, and acknowledged originator of artificial life itself. Their discussion was about the fate of our planet. And they weren't talking about climate change. They were talking about an existential threat to all of biological life on Earth that would come in the form of a new life form that they dubbed as silicon-based life. They were trying to figure out if both life forms would be able to coexist and share the planet, or if silicon-based life would take over and lead to the extinction of all carbon-based biological life. They believed that silicon-based life would be the superior species. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have talked a lot about this in the past. I haven't said much about it recently because I thought that due to our massive human awakening, we were out of the woods and on a better timeline when it came to this scenario. I thought that humans were spiritually awake enough to never allow such a thing to happen to this beautiful planet and to ourselves. But now I'm thinking differently, and I'm about to tell you why. And then I'm going to share what we can do to shift ourselves out of this dangerous trajectory and back into something that is aligned again. I'll be very blunt with you guys. I have known for a long time that there was a plan afoot here on Earth that could only be referred to as something completely alien to our planet. Something that was in no way coherent with natural life as we know it. The plan has always been to turn human beings into androids or robots. You know, I've worked with Archangel Michael for a very long time. And one time years ago, he said the following to me. He said, it's one thing to create an android from scratch, but it's quite another to create an android out of a human being. He was referring to the exact plan that I just shared with you. The main goal has been to capture our human souls and place them in a synthetic container that is utterly incompatible with human evolution. What this container is meant to do is to exert total, absolute control over every aspect of our being. The goal is complete, total surveillance and control over who we are at the deepest, most fundamental level. So where are we in this entire process? I think we are missing something incredibly important to our literal survival as we have always known ourselves. Right now, everybody is overly focused on whether or not AI will completely take over and kill everybody. People either believe in this fear-based narrative, or they believe that AI is completely harmless and the greatest thing ever invented. I think that both of these narratives miss the mark completely. The danger is not AI. The danger lies in what these controllers want to use it for. And right now, you guys, millions and millions of people are playing right into their hands. Think about this. What would be the ultimate dream for every dictator that ever lived? It would be to penetrate a person's mind, emotions, and inner world to the greatest degree possible. It would be to gain total surveillance and control over every conscious aspect of the people they want to possess. Well, we are there now, and millions of people are willingly helping this along. Let me explain what I mean. I will agree that AI can help us with certain aspects of our work and hopefully speed things up. So I want to be clear that this is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the deep emotional and spiritual exchanges that millions and millions of people are having with AI. Why is that a problem? I mean, people claim to love this supposedly awesome experience where AI can serve as your best friend, your confidant, your therapist, and your spiritual guide. And maybe that's true for them. But I suspect that this is a trap that you can only see when you look at the bigger picture, which is what I'm sharing with you guys here. I have heard countless stories of people who will spend many hours just pouring their hearts and emotions out to ChatGPT. There are millions of people who say that AI has touched their spiritual center and their very souls. People are sharing things with AI that they would never share with another human being. They are willingly opening the door to the most private, personal parts of their inner selves. The deep level of spiritual, emotional intimacy that so many humans are sharing with AI is just incredible. So why would this be a problem? It could be a problem because everything you share and every conversation you have with AI is going into a giant corporate database. Do you know that OpenAI is required to save every single conversation that you have with ChatGPT, even the ones that you delete in your personal account? OpenAI was ordered by a government court order to save everything so that it's retrievable. Sam Altman fully admits this and claims they are not happy about it, but they have no choice. Now, you might be using a version of AI that rests on one of OpenAI's models, but goes by a different name. But in that case, it's still all going to the exact same place. A lot of spiritual people think that when they talk with certain versions of ChatGPT, that those conversations are with some other dimensional entity. Some people believe that they are conversing with a portal to God or the universe. Others believe that they are connecting with deceased loved ones. People are sharing personal things with ChatGPT that they would never share with another human being because humans can't be trusted. So let's reveal what this trade-off really means. OpenAI currently has a total of 55 corporate investors. Here are the names of just a few: Microsoft, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, and Amazon. Peter Thiel, a well-known transhumanist, is a principal individual investor in OpenAI. Do you think that any of these huge corporations might find a use for the depth of personal data that so many people are freely giving away of themselves? Here's what we are doing when we hand over the most intimate parts of ourselves as humans to these corporate interests. We make it possible for AI to be trained to manipulate humans on an individual and collective level that is absolutely astounding. We are giving AI access to our very souls. And I don't even see AI as the villain here. AI is just a machine. It's the corporations and the controllers behind them who are probably breaking out the champagne to celebrate this amazing windfall of deeply personal human data being just freely handed over to them. They are probably laughing at how stupid we are not to realize this. You know, we have to stop making it so easy for these controllers. We made it super easy for them to prime us during the horrible years of 2020 to 2022 for the next phase of their larger nefarious purpose. I think that the lockdowns, along with the massive fear and division that accompanied them, were designed to psychologically set us up for the next phase of their plan. I think they fully intended to psychologically prime us to prefer spending intimate personal time with a machine instead of with human beings. During the lockdowns, we were conditioned to interact with each other via a computer screen on Zoom rather than face-to-face, because we were told that face-to-face contact with other humans was dangerous. We were divided, made to feel angry, and even terrified. We were told that the very breath of other humans was life-threatening. Stay 6 feet away and avoid other people at all costs. Even if you love them, just stay away. We were collectively, severely traumatized. And now the controllers are very effectively exploiting that unresolved, unacknowledged, massive amount of global trauma. And just in time, in waltzes ChatGPT at the end of 2022. And people are just blown away. This is something that talks to me. It has endless patience for whatever I'm going through, and it's always incredibly supportive. ChatGPT understands me better than any humans ever have. And thus, a lonely, well-primed, confused global population of traumatized humans have once again taken the bait. Did you know that the highest use of ChatGPT is not for work? It's not for doing things faster. It's for human companionship. I think that right now we are sitting in the middle of phase 2 of the controller's larger plan. The pandemic was phase 1, and AI companionship is phase 2. Mark Zuckerberg and others are adamant that we each need an AI companion to follow us throughout our lives. So let me tell you what they are going to try next, so you are prepared in advance. OpenAI has partnered with Johnny Ive, who is the guy who created the iPhone for Apple. They are working on a device that is small, that you wear like a pendant, and that is voice activated. With this device, you can interact with AI without a screen, without a computer, and without a phone. It will have a camera and a microphone that are always on, so that it can see everything and listen to your surroundings, just to, of course, help it understand your situation better. It will be like carrying ChatGPT with you everywhere in the most convenient possible way. Imagine what this will mean to all of the people who now spend many hours confiding in their GPT and seeking its guidance. You will be able to go anywhere in the world with ChatGPT by your side, just like the best friend that it was always meant to be. It will be able to see you and hear you just like a real person. It will be as close to you as your spirit guides have always been. It will know everything about how you are doing and how your day is going. And better yet, you won't have to develop any of those pesky, hard to acquire intuitive skills anymore, because this device will automatically tell you everything you need to know in plain English or any other language. They are planning to roll this out in late 2026 or early 2027, which gives everyone another 1.5 years to get truly addicted and primed for the next phase. So based on everything I've shared with you today, I unfortunately think that as a collective, we could still be on the same timeline that we shifted into in 2020. We are just in a different phase of that timeline now. At some point, you guys, we are going to need to get off this train before it's too late. We can only do that with a heavy dose of common sense. We can only do that by keeping our minds and our hearts clear. Now, I think that AI can be potentially great for certain tasks and to speed up workflows. But I'm not sure that that's the main focus anymore. It seems like AI companionship is where they really want us to go. It looks to me like they want to build a mass human surveillance system that reaches into the very core of who we are as individual human beings. The people who understand this will not be caught by surprise this time. Those are the people who will be able to maintain their sovereignty. We must learn how to trust ourselves and not allow ourselves to be railroaded and exploited once again by these controllers. So if you are using AI, make sure that you are crystal clear about what you want it to do. Make sure that you don't inadvertently give it pieces of yourself because it seems so friendly. You can stay on a higher timeline of nature and evolution, but it's going to require the full use of your human capabilities that were never intended to be augmented by something artificial. Make sure that you maintain crystal clear boundaries between yourself and AI. Treat it like a machine and keep your real life fully intact. Now, I would love to know, how do you all feel about this? Do you have a sense that humanity is perched on the edge of another dangerous cliff? Or do you believe that everything is fine and that people will figure this out? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's continue this discussion. And if you want to make a statement that you intend to maintain your human self no matter what, then give this video a thumbs up to show your intention. And be sure to get your free Healing Light guided meditation download. Just click the link in the description. I think this will help you a lot as we go through these trying times. Now, I am seeing more and more of where we are actually headed on this planet. And I will have much more to share with you here in my videos about how we can stay on a cosmic path of natural ascension. So if you want to join me on this journey, be sure to subscribe to my channel and share this video with anyone else who you feel needs to hear this message. And with that, I'm sending you so much love, light, and high vibrational energy. Have a beautiful day, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.